No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant.
Alright, guys, welcome back to More Ignorance in Basketball. Now, I know you're wondering, come on, where is your beautiful Nubian face? My day isn't complete without seeing it. And look, this is all I'm going to say. Sometimes when you eat food you shouldn't, the food wins, okay? And I'm going to leave it at that. Before we get into this game, which was a great one, let's talk about this trade. One, does it really affect the Suns' season at all? Absolutely not. But I think it's funny because the Kings just keep finding ways to lose. I mean, Halliburton, I know we're all pissed off because the Suns could have got Halliburton, and we love him on the team, but I will say if you had Halliburton, he probably would have started, and then you probably wouldn't have had Chris Paul. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise, but let's be real. Halliburton is probably the Kings' best player, and he's on, what's he, like 21? He's super tall. His shot is ugly as hell, but he shoots over 40% from three. I don't know how he does it, but he does. He can defend, and he's a smart player, unlike some people on the Lakers. So honestly, I think just if it was just straight up Halliburton and Sabonis, you'd have an argument. I don't know if you'd be right, but you have an argument that that's not already not a good trade. And then you threw in Buddy Hield and, I mean, Tristan Thompson, who cares? But, you know, they threw in other players too, and I'm just like, why are they doing this? Because of the Sacramento Kings. And Sacramento, if you've ever been to California, is garbage, just like the entire organization. So at least they're consistent with that, and I respect that. And then CJ McCollum, like, thank God he got traded to a team we don't have to worry about. Like, that's a win for us because we saw him single-handedly beat the Suns. Now, am I afraid of CJ McCollum? No, he has substitute teacher energy. Of course I'm not fearful. That's ridiculous. But, you know, it's a nice, safe team. We don't have to worry about them making any noise. Maybe they'll make the play-in. That's not a bad first-round opponent. No Zion, who we got? Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum. I think we could live with that, you know. I'm not scared, and I don't think you are either. So, you know, another thing, I'm just like, what is Portland doing? Because according to whoever, I don't remember, I get all these people's names mixed up. They're all the same to me. But one of these NBA analysts was saying that now the mission is just to surround Lillard with as many good players as possible, or is to build the team around Lillard. I'm like, first off, isn't that what you should have been doing for the past like 8 years? But okay. But my question to Portland is, how is getting rid of all of your best players and replacing them with people like Eric Bledsoe gonna help Damian Lillard? Like, what is that gonna do? Are they just trying to get like defenders? If it seems like this is like their GM is somebody who's seen 4 games of basketball this season, and they're just like, I don't know, Damian Lillard can shoot. He's not a great defender, so let's just surround him with people who can defend, right? But the thing is, now you have nobody who can score. You have a bunch of second-round picks, and what do they have? 1 first-round pick out of all these trades? You got rid of like your whole team? What is wrong with you? I don't know why people aren't shitting on Portland more. Am I missing something? I think that the Alexander guy could be good, but if you're trying to win now, I don't think that's the move. It's like, what? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But not my problem, and I want your organization to fail because I think it's funny because you're in the way. So now that you're out of the way, thank you, goodbye. Goodbye. But with that being said, the Suns have made no moves. Will they make a move? I hope so. Eric Gordon would be nice. So let's get it done. Shamit needs to go. But let's talk about the game because first off, let's just give the Suns a round of applause. Por favor. Let's just give them a round of applause because they had, again, like Chicago, every reason to lose this game. You know, when it's a back-to-back and you have to travel, I'll give you the excuse. It's like, you know what, Chris Paul is 57 years old. It's okay. You're already the number 1 seed. You can give this game up and it's not the end of the world. You're down by 15 in the third. Throw in the towel. I'm not going to be super pissed. But they just keep finding ways to win. I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff, but I think I think this game came down to like 3 plays. One, well, I mean, they went on a 21-9 run. like late third, early fourth, so that helps. And then that put him up by 4, but the Sixers did tie it again. But I think it was when Chris Paul missed that free throw. First off, get it together. But Crowder smacked the ball out of whoever's hands. I don't remember. They're not important. Smacked it out of whoever's hands, throws it to CP, hits a 3 when this man was missing all day because he's clutch. Take notes, other teams. So that was huge. And then when Devin when Devin had that and one in transition, that was huge. And then obviously the play of the game, Chris Paul turns the ball over, hits fucking what's his face's big ass knee, and then he turns it over for no reason, throws it to Seth Curry's goofy looking ass, and it just goes out of bounds. I was like, thank you. I always knew the basketball gods were shining down on this team, but that just proves it. Chris Paul having a rough night, has the worst time to turn it over. I mean, you were still up by 3. It's not like you were down by 3, but it's not a great look. They easily could have tied it. Who knows what could happen? But Joel Embiid, I have to give you a shout out. I really do appreciate that turnover. It was the best play of the game. Really helped the Suns out there. And this man was balling. So I know that probably stings. And good, because you're in the way. Another thing I really liked about this win is that nobody really played that great. I mean, Devin was good. Chris Paul had a rough night. Cam Johnson had a rough night. Crowder still hasn't really been great yet. DA, I mean, you have to guard basically the MVP, so, we're going to give the man some leeway, but he wasn't, amazing. Mccollum was great, and apparently every time he just plays against the Sixers, this man just balls out. I mean, he shot 64% from the field. He averages like 6 more points in Philly, and we all know why. Hey, Philly, maybe you shouldn't trade a gem, but hey, we appreciate it. Shout out to you. JaVale was good. Alfred, hey, he shot 50% from the field. We never saw. I mean, I'm not surprised that he's getting better. It's not like he could get much worse, but But yeah, I mean, they didn't really play that many people. Like Bismack sat, and then Campaign and Shovelhead still are not with us. So, but yeah, like Crowder, like a lot of people struggle. We had like 3 people who played well for the Suns. And it's not like Embiid was struggling. Tobias Harris was balling. I mean, he had a lot of guards on him, so it was a mismatch. But the dude was super efficient. Let's check the numbers real quick. We'll go through it at the end, but he was 13 for 18. He shot 72% from the field. Like, he's a damn center. So, that's what makes me really ecstatic, excited, happy. I almost said fundamentally. That's how you know I'm tired. Because that wouldn't make any sense. But that's the best kind of win to me. Like, when your team doesn't play that great, but you can get a great win on the road after a back-to-back, and it's a back-to-back where you have to travel. It's about as hard as it can get. That means you should lose the game, especially when Joel Embiid balls out like he did. But I always felt good about this because I just don't think the Sixers execute that well late. I just don't. Maybe it's Doc Rivers' fault. We see the things with the coaching. What do I always say? Late game execution will show me how well you do in the playoffs. Doc's teams, hit or miss late. And what do they do in the playoffs a lot of the times? Underachieve. Why is that? I don't know. I'm not in the locker rooms. But I notice a pattern, and I'm going to speak on it. So, in the Suns, it's like, they're not going to miss. You know what? It may be because of the shooting. They don't have a lot of shot creators. They don't have a lot of great shooters. And, like, if your closer is Joel Embiid, it's just like, I just don't think that's going to do it. He's not a great shooter. Obviously, if you get it to him inside, he's likely to get fouled. But can you get it to him inside is the question. Shout out to the defensive coordinator for the Suns. Man was doing his thing. I feel like this team is just so different from last season because of the changes that I noticed that they make. I'm noticing the chess game. And you know what? I appreciate it. But let's talk about more of the details because that's what I'm all about. Uh, Another thing, the defense was great. They forced a lot of turnovers in the first quarter. I think the Sixers had 6. That is muy bien. Like I said, I just want to give another shout out to Elfrid Payton for shooting 50% from the field today. Now, he only made 2 shots, but that's 2 more than usual. And I don't think he got blocked. So can we please give a small round of applause to Elfrid Payton? Thank you. We appreciate you. Again, Crowder, that steal was muy bien. Now, even though the shot is off, that's why I think Crowder needs to close games because the man is muy bien. Chris Paul, I do forgive you for the turnover, but don't let it happen again, or you will be getting an email. And really, that's it. Like, Devin has just been great. His 3-point shooting has been way better this year. I don't know what the man, maybe he switched from milk to almond milk. I don't know what's going on, but I notice a difference. And you know what? I'm all for it, and I do appreciate it. Yeah, guys, I mean, the late game execution has truly been on another level. Like, we are so spoiled as fans. So spoiled. How do you just go for... Like, how do I just expect you to win every game? That's not how sports is supposed to work. It's like, oh, they're down by 5. Oh, they'll figure it out. They'll win. And they just do every single time. Another thing I do want to bring up, I know this is kind of random, but I remember last video I mentioned like what teams scare me, and I see you guys listing some off. I did forget a couple. One, Memphis, I see you guys listing it, and I get it. I just don't think they're on the Warriors level. Like, it's weird, right? Because I could see Memphis beating the Warriors, but I could see, now I don't think this is going to happen, but I could see the Warriors beating the Suns, and I could see the Suns sweeping the Grizzlies, or like gentleman sweep. You know what I mean? So, like, I think matchup has a lot to do with it. It's weird. I hope that made sense. But yeah, I just think the Suns have the Grizzlies number. So that's why I'm not worried about it. Just go under the screens with Ja, and you should be fine. Put Mccollum on them. You'll be all right. We'll see. I'm not terrified. Because when the Suns lost to them, I felt like the Suns were hardly even trying. And they should have won because Ja's last points or whatever, that clutch layup he had was a travel, according to the league. So... But with that being said, let's get into the numbers because that's what we're all about here. No jokes. Oh my God, Chris Paul played 42 minutes on a back-to-back. He better sit against the Bucks. This man is 110 years old. I know you want to get wins, but it ain't that serious. Have Devin play the most minutes. He's the youngest one. Chris Paul is so old. But it's like, who are you going to give minutes to? Elfrid Payton? I don't think so. Campaign, you need to hurry up and get your ass back. This is getting scary out here. Deandre Ayden only 30. I mean, JaVale McGee played great. I'm surprised he was 7 for 13. Maybe some of those were putbacks. I don't know. The man had 15 and 12, though, in 18 minutes, which is ridiculous. All right, let's go through the numbers. I've been talking for about 35 minutes. Also, nobody can make a three-pointer. Mccollum, 9 of 14 from the field. He was 1 of 4 from 3. Man balled out. 23 points, 4 boards, 2 assists. Muy bien. Look at this. Jay Crowder, 0 for 6. I didn't know it was that bad. Not surprised, though. This man had 14 rebounds, though. That's why I love Jay Crowder. He's a winner. The man is a winner, all right? Deandre Ayden, I mean, for playing against the MVP when you're still kind of like recovering, I don't think he played poorly. He played I give him a C. I'm not surprised. I think he just did pretty average for his standards, I would say. Devin, almost 50% from the field. 48 if you round up. Shot 38% from 3 almost. 91% from the free throw line. Hit some clutch ones too. 35 points, 3 assists, 4 boards. I mean, it's like, Apparently him and Mccollum just go off against the Sixers. Maybe it's the Kendall Jenner thing, and Mccollum, we know why. I don't know what it is, but keep it up. Okay, Chris Paul got his field goal percentage up a little bit because it was looking rough. This man was like 6 for 15 at one point. I mean, 7 for 18 isn't much better. I don't know why I brought that up. Math. Uh, but he did have some big shots. Like I said, 7 of 18 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. It finished with 16 points, 12 assists, 4 boards. I really feel like this dude could average 10 assists in his sleep. And I mean that literally, not metaphorically. He could do it in his sleep, like on some Naruto shit. How does that make sense? I don't know, but it did though. It did though, right? Cameron Johnson, 1 of 8. Yikes, that is no, I'm not even gonna round up. 12.5% from the field. Damn, I do think Matisse, made a little harder on some people. But, we can't expect numbers like these. This is just ridiculous. He was one of the few people in the negatives, and the other one is, it was JaVale. I was going to say Alfred. He was neutral. This man had a 0. I don't know if I've ever seen that before from somebody who actually played. Speaking of JaVale, 7 of 13, 54% from the field. Like I said, 15 points, 12 boards, 2 blocks, and 2 assists. Muy bien. Alfred Payton, I'm going to need you to learn how to shoot a basketball, please. Chris Paul, I'm so pissed this man played 42 minutes on the end of a back-to-back. Just take the L. He's 57 years old. What are you doing? I know nobody's happy with this, but I eat vegetables. I don't care. Sit your old ass down. God damn it. How am I supposed to look at Alfred Payton's numbers when I have this on my mind? God. Fine, Alfred. You played okay, so I'll go over your numbers. 50% from the field. The man had 6 points, 3 assists, and 2 turnovers. Get the turnovers lower. Jalen Smith, 10 minutes last game. Now it's 6. That's not a recipe for success. And he was -9. Yeah, I did notice that when he was on the floor, that's when that lead, grew quite a bit. It went from like 4 to 15 real quick. So he sat, and then they won the game. So trade him. Just get rid of him. You know what? Fuck it. I'm over it. I'm trying. I'm what? I said I'm trying. I'm tired of defending this man. Get rid of him. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Get rid of him. Get Eric Gordon now. Make it happen. Make it happen. I would say everybody's making moves, but not really. Only the garbage teams are making moves, and the only team I think that got better is the Clippers. I mean, the Pelicans did too, but I'm not worried about them for obvious reasons. Yeah, Matisse played well. He shot 100%. I mean, he only had 8 points, but he didn't miss. Tobias played great. Joel Embiid played great. Seth Curry was terrible, but that is funny to me because of his last name. Andre Drummond is probably going to be out of the league soon. So that's all I got, guys. Let me know what you noticed from the win. The late game execution has truly just been on another level. I don't know what the biggest difference is between this year and last year. Is it just continuity? You think they just switch things up? Is it the defense? Is it the offense? You guys let me know what you think. I appreciate you if you made it to the end, and I'll see you after the next one. Peace.